So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
And today we're actually going to be taking a look through history, and that is of Five Nights at Freddy's and a particular topic. Now, the recent debates, especially with the Five Nights at Freddy's community, it's been focusing a lot on Fredbear, and that is of course because of the most recent teaser.
Yes, this new teaser is supposedly Fredbear due to the source code with the whole cryptic message laid inside, and it sparks a lot of interest as to if Fredbear has actually been through all the Five Nights at Freddy's timelines.
Yeah, and I think the first thing we should probably do now is speak over the fact of if this new Fredbear that we're actually seeing is a nightmare animatronic, or if this is the genuine appearance of this Fredbear character. Now, me personally, I almost certainly believe that this is following one of the nightmarish traits, as in this was not the original build for Fredbear.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think a lot of people are getting a bit confused because for all the other animatronics, they've had Nightmare written out in front of them, but this one just literally has or was it me with little wordings underneath, and it doesn't actually say Nightmare anywhere, which kind of makes you debate, like, I don't know, is this the real true Nightmare, or is he another hallucination of a character that previously existed? It's very confusing.
I think something you brought up in one of the previous videos is the whole idea of the shadow, and you know, the kind of shadow representing these guys almost living in the nightmares of things like that. And now this guy's come into the spotlight. I think that may be hinting that these nightmare animatronics may not be nightmares. They may actually exist in the real world, and perhaps the non-existent nightmare text this time was the hint that these guys are actually crossing over from something that would once only be seen in a nightmare into reality. It makes you think a lot about the future of Five Nights at Freddy's, but for this series we're just going to be taking a look at some really key points throughout each of the games where we see this Fredbear character in what is presumed to be his real non-nightmare form.
So the first one we're going to start off with is the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 minigames. This is the most distinct, noticeable one to see this purple Freddy character, as it's the purple Freddy that actually leads you to the back room.
The thing about this thing is that we don't see this guy directly within the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 establishment when we're actually playing the nights, and there is a big reason behind that, and that is because the purple Freddy sequences do actually take place before Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and your working shifts. There'll be more on that because that needs a lot of explanation that me and other Ryan have actually put a lot of time into. So that'll be coming soon. But speaking of this animatronics build, I mean, the appearance of it actually has no distinct teeth, and you have to think straight back towards this Shadow Bonnie character who we can actually see down Clue Corridor. There's very distinct teeth, and I think the fact that this purple Freddy character we're seeing here in this 8-bit game with the non-existent teeth is the hint that there exists a Fredbear in this non-nightmarish form without all the terrors existing within.
Yeah, because like with Shadow Bonnie, like you said, it's like almost like a character you haven't unlocked on a game yet almost. It's not real yet, it doesn't exist, it's just there to kind of help you progress onto the story, the plot of the whole story. It's there to kind of help you out, but saying that, it's very strange with the whole minigame, but we won't go into that because that's just a confusing topic on itself.
I think one of the things to definitely consider for this whole thing though is the fact that we have now linked this purple Freddy to be from Fredbear's Family Diner. Scott actually teased this in one of the previous images. Now, thinking about this whole concept, we have to think that there was a Fredbear's Family Diner animatronic, aka the purple Freddy, leading Freddy Fazbear's Pizza animatronics and then sabotaging them. So there's clearly some darker history amongst that, but once again, I think that might be a bit too in-depth for this video. So now we're going to be jumping over to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and the parts and service room, which is something I think a lot of people actually know about.
Yes, on night 6, I believe it is. It's only on night 6 this happens. You'll sometimes see what was believed to be like a Shadow Freddy in the parts and services room, looking very similar to Golden Freddy, but when we brightened this image up and gave it a bit of hue, we could see that the true colours of this animatronic was actually purple.
Yeah, and he's very purple in fact, and a couple of people, as you said before, they linked it towards a hallucination, didn't they?
Yeah.
But there is in fact one key point which distinguishes this from the Golden Freddy character who can appear in your office, and if you actually look underneath the purple Freddy's feet, you can see a little bit of reflection, meaning that this guy is physically within the environment.
Yeah.
If we jump over to your office and when we see this Golden Freddy character, he does not actually cast any reflection whatsoever, meaning this guy may not actually be in physical form in your office, and that actually, I suppose, hints also towards the fact that his head can be absolutely ginormous down the edge of the corridor, and also the fact that he disappears slowly within your office environment.
We believe that maybe this Golden Freddy is a hallucination of the original Freddy that existed prior to Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and I believe that this Golden Freddy that maybe committed these murders in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was actually painted purple to disassociate from the establishment.
Yeah, and I think a key point actually is in the Night 6 phone call. I believe it's the Night 6 phone call where the phone guy speaks frantically about someone using a suit in the back, and we have to instantly associate the position of this golden Freddy, this purple Freddy character, excuse me, with where he actually is. He's definitely in the parts and service room, aka the back room. Now, why would this purple Freddy character be placed in the back room? If the phone guy's speaking about this yellow character, the first thing me and you thought, as you've said, is that he may have had a color alteration done to him.
Yeah.
And I suppose this also backs up the concept as why we actually see the golden Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's 1-2, yet he doesn't really have much of a purpose. Like, he was this built animatronic and he really serves no purpose. And someone else in the comment section, who I'm going to bring up right now, actually said a similar thing, and it really did cement the thought process for this. We originally briefed over this, but when we saw someone also comment the same thing, it really made the alarm bells ring, and there must be something deeper to this section. Now, we're going to move straight over to Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and possibly something which is really stifling.
Yes, now, very, very rarely we will actually get this, what people believe to be golden Freddy, to the very left of your office. Yeah, like I said, it's very confusing, but there's like a few distinct details on this animatronic that actually links to the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 version of this.
I think the first thing we have to think about is the fact that there's been a lot of debates over the color of this animatronic, and when you actually think about the office environment you're in, you have to instantly associate the fact that there is a lot of light pollution. Now, on screen right now, you guys are going to see two versions of Springtrap. That is, one which is posed in such a way where when we go into the extras menu, we can see the Springtrap and his true colors, and now we'll also see a Springtrap who is kind of experiencing the pollution of light when he's in your office, and you'll see that the one who's in your office is very, very green. If we actually take away some of the green but keep the colors looking natural on this Freddy character, who is to the left-hand side of your office, he will actually be left with a purple tint.
So could this be the purple Freddy that we actually saw in the Parts and Services room in Five Nights at Freddy's 2?
He seems to be posed very similar, doesn't he?
Yes.
And he features a lot of the same wear and tear. And there's actually one more thing I was thinking about, which is quite interesting. In the Parts and Services room, we can see a very distinguishable endoskeleton underneath the purple Freddy. However, in this one, it just looks like there may be a few wires, and we can't actually see much of the endoskeleton. Maybe that's a clever camera angle from Scott, but for all we know, there could actually be no endoskeleton within this. And more interestingly, when we see this character in your office, he actually has no illuminated eyes, which is exactly what this Five Nights at Freddy's 1 version of Purple Freddy in the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 minigames also features, meaning someone or no one may actually be within this suit.
Another feature is the teeth. The Purple Freddy that we see in the Parts and Services room, this guy's mouth like gaping open, so you can't really tell how far apart his teeth are, but within, like, obviously this Purple Freddy within the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 office, the mouth is closed. So I don't know, maybe if there is a resemblance, maybe if Purple Freddy were to close his mouth, but obviously that's impossible. But yeah, that could be another one.
I think the final thing I want to pick up on as well is the fact of the Purple Freddy we see in the Parts and Services room looks like he seems to have a different place tooth in the upper portion, meaning these guys are not linked. But what you actually have to remember is the shape of the bottom jaw, and you'll see that it is in fact one of the teeth on the bottom jaw, and the fact that these teeth seem to be having no color differentiation really makes it quite hard to distinguish what's on the top and what's on the bottom. But this is definitely on the bottom, meaning that the teeth alignment is the same on both animatronics too.
Yes.
So there we have it, guys. There's once again another video for you all. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and be sure to comment any of your own thoughts on the fact that Fredbear has been in every establishment down below.
And if you guys did enjoy this video, why not leave a like rating down below? And if you're new to this channel, why not subscribe for more theories like this and also some gameplay?
So thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and we'll of course see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?